Greg, can you take us through that last sequence from the point where, Brad made the three-pointer to pull it within one, and then you call timeout? Kind of what did you instruct your team to do the rest of the way?
Try to steal off the press. If you can't steal, try to get a jump ball. If you can't get the jump ball, then we got a foul. And then we had a play called for, depending on what was coming, how much we were down, if it came to free throws there at the end.
So did Brad panic
That wasn't
there?
the play. Yeah, that wasn't the play.
Greg, I'm assuming that's just a freshman mistake at the end, Brad. I'm guessing we knew the time and score.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we need a three. But it didn't come down to the 10 seconds. I thought the end of the first half, the way we didn't respond to some things when we had the lead, that was a big part of it. We had some possessions there. Iverson had the ball deep. I got blocked to see how much contact there was, but there was some discrepancy on our bench, how much contact there was, and there wasn't. But Cowan and Herter, I thought, knowing coming in, we're going to be a handful in terms of tight moments. They're going to hit big shots. Davison hit a big shot to cut it to one, and then we can't get a steal or a stop there at the end, and we needed to have a three off, regardless of what the situation was. There needed to be a three taken.
Greg, is that the frustrating part, I imagine, for you? Is that with the last three games, especially 30 to 35 minutes, you're probably generally pretty happy with, but it's those big runs you can't avoid?
Yeah, I mean, there's several things that as I go through the film, I'll be able to categorize them. But there have been things that we've improved in areas, but obviously to play against better teams, you've got to be more consistent, and that's an area that those runs, whether it was the start the other night, whether it was a finish 2 games ago, the end of the first half today, so things that we got to continue to improve upon.
You mentioned end of the first half, you didn't respond well. What specifically is in your mind that they didn't respond?
Well, 9 possessions and 5 turnovers. That's when you have a 6-7 point lead, and then they go on a pretty big run, like 17-2. That's something that it's got to be, and then decision making within it. Even we have a chance to cut it to 6 there at the end of the half, and it goes from a chance to be at 6 to it's 10.
Great. With how much you devoted to Herter and Cowan, I'm sure in the stuff. How did you see them kind of?
I don't know if they adjusted, other than players like that. I mean, when you have 2 guards like that, and I know Herter's slid over a little bit more this year with Trimble moving on more to the 2. Players like that make shots that sometimes you can't design. You try to put them in position, but I thought Cowan hit a couple big ones down the stretch that probably had nothing to do with what Mark was doing on the sideline. It was a really good player making a play in crunch time, and I thought the 3 was big, and I thought the floater in the middle of the lane there, when they pushed it to 4, was big, and that's what we had one at the other end. Brad hits a big 3 for us to cut to 1. So sometimes those shots are a spotlight goes on them because it's the end of the game. But as a coach, you analyze the 60, 70 possessions, everything that leads up to that point, and try to have enough of a lead and do enough of those things well in the previous 60 possessions that it doesn't come down to Cowan or Herter with the ball in their hands trying to make plays.